Let me ask you something, and I want you to actually think about it for a second. If you stopped working tomorrow, how long would your money last? Not in theory, not on paper, I mean in real life. With groceries, with bills, with gas, with everything going up in price. A year? 5 years? Or a few months? Because the retirement savings reality, it's worse than you think. And in a moment, I'm going to tell you what the average person actually retires with, and it's not good.
Hi, I'm Imran, the instructor of finance courses and data analyst.
Most people assume everyone else is doing fine. We look around and think, well, they seem okay. I'm probably about average. But average doesn't mean safe. In fact, average right now is dangerously unprepared. Many people entering their 60s don't even have enough saved to cover a few years of basic living expenses. And I'm not talking about luxury travel. I'm talking about food, housing, healthcare, survival. And here's the uncomfortable part. This isn't about strangers. This could be your coworker, your neighbor, maybe even you. And just wait, because even people who did save are facing a problem nobody talks about. See, numbers can be deceiving. A few $100,000 sounds like a lot. Even $1 million sounds massive. But retirement isn't about the size of the pile. It's about how long the pile has to last. Let's slow this down. If someone retires at 65 and lives to 90, that's 25 years. 25 years of withdrawals, 25 years of inflation, 25 years of market ups and downs. Now take $1 million and divide it across 25 years. That's $40,000 per year before taxes, before market losses, before healthcare surprises. Suddenly that big number doesn't feel so big, does it? And here's the truth. Most people aren't even close to that. And we haven't even talked about inflation yet. Inflation is quiet. It doesn't scream. It just slowly eats your purchasing power. What costs $100 today might cost $130 in 10 years. Healthcare? Even more unpredictable. The older you get, the more expensive it becomes. And markets? They don't retire when you do. They still move. They still drop. Imagine retiring, and then the market falls 20% in your first year. That's not just a number on a screen. That's your future income shrinking. That's stress. That's panic. That's people going back to work when they thought they were done. And this is where it gets uncomfortable, because most people don't prepare for that risk.
So why does this happen? Why do smart, hardworking people end up underprepared? It's not laziness, it's psychology. We tell ourselves we'll catch up later. We assume raises will solve it. We think investing automatically equals planning. But investing without a strategy is just hope with charts. We upgrade our phones every 2 years. We refinance homes. We adjust lifestyles upward with every income increase. But retirement planning? That gets pushed to someday. And someday quietly turns into age 60. And by then, time is no longer your biggest asset. There's also this heavy reliance on Social Security. Many people believe it will cover most of their expenses. But let's be realistic. Social Security was never designed to fully fund retirement. It was meant to supplement it. The average monthly benefit often covers only a portion of basic living expenses. Housing alone can absorb most of it. Then add food, utilities, insurance, transportation, healthcare premiums, out-of-pocket costs. Suddenly, the math gets tight, very tight. And tight finances in retirement mean less freedom, less flexibility, more fear. Let's walk through a simple example. Imagine you need $3,000 per month to live modestly, not extravagantly, just comfortably. That's $36,000 per year. Over 25 years, that's $900,000, and that's without adjusting for inflation. Now ask yourself, are you on track for that? And if not, how far off are you? This isn't about shame. It's about awareness, because you can't fix what you refuse to measure. But here's the twist. Retirement isn't actually about hitting some magical savings number. It's about income, sustainable income, predictable income. Retirement is not a savings event. It's an income planning event. The people who feel confident in retirement aren't always the ones with the biggest portfolios. They're the ones who understand how to turn assets into steady cash flow. They diversify income sources. They think about timing Social Security strategically. They manage withdrawals carefully. They adjust lifestyle expectations early instead of being forced to adjust later.
And here's something powerful. Small changes made consistently can shift the entire trajectory. Delaying retirement by even 2 years can dramatically improve sustainability. Downsizing housing can free up capital. Reducing high-interest debt before retirement lowers monthly pressure. Increasing contributions by even a small percentage while you're still working can compound more than you think. Retirement planning isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Now, I'm not here to scare you. Fear without action is useless. But awareness is leverage. The retirement savings reality may be worse than most people think, but that doesn't mean your future is fixed. It means you have time to respond. And responding starts with honesty. How much do you truly need each month? How long might you live? What income sources will you rely on? What happens if markets fall early in retirement? These are not negative questions. These are empowering questions. Let me ask you something else. If retirement came 5 years earlier than you planned, would you be ready? If your company downsized tomorrow, would your savings buy you peace of mind or panic? If you live longer than expected, will your money last longer than you do? These questions aren't dramatic. They're realistic. And realism is where strength begins. The average retirement savings numbers may look scary. The headlines might feel heavy. But here's the good news. You are not average. Because average people don't sit down and think deeply about this. Average people avoid these conversations. You're here. You're listening. You're evaluating. That alone changes the trajectory. So yes, the retirement savings reality is worse than most people think. But worst doesn't mean hopeless. It means urgent. It means intentional. It means now. And the real question isn't whether the average person is prepared. The real question is, will you be? Because retirement isn't about someday. It's about the decisions you make today.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe and share with others.